Welcome to episode 99 of the No Hangover podcast. Like always, got my boy JG across from me. Just
Yes,
kidding,
sir.
he's never across from me.
Hey,
He's usually next to me.
Watch your mouth. Your boy, yeah, actually, I'm never across from you. That's a good point.
Hardly ever.
Now that you brought that up, yeah, your boy Jordan G in the cut over here, looking magnificent, feeling magnificent as always.
You know, it's 99, so we had to bring our boy Ryan
Back on the nines.
Back on the
again.
nines.
every time.
From the 99 to the 2000.
Boom. Like
He's here.
always, we're on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. For the visuals, catch us on YouTube. Social media, show us love. That would be our Instagram is the best place to reach us for sure. That's
Yes.
No Hangover Podcast. Twitter, if you really want to go on Twitter for the hell of it, follow us there. No Hangover Pod.
No Hangover Pod.
And then the website, check out the merch. Check out, keeping up with the latest shit. We update it every now and again. That's www.nohangoverpodcast.com. Oh, nice. Literally, the streets is calling.
I know. Don't do
We'll
it.
call them later.
All right.
Anyways, getting into it. We'll talk to my boy Ryan here. What are some of the challenges and benefits of opening your own business?
Well, there's a lot of high risk for failure.
High risk, high reward.
True.
Gotta risk it for the biscuit.
I would say, I mean, you really don't know what's going to happen, honestly. You got to be ready for anything. I mean, one day you could be making money, the next day it can completely stop and go away. So you just got to be prepared, have money saved away.
Ryan's got the hustler spirit.
But also,
For
you
the
get to
people
be
that
your own
don't know
boss.
Ryan,
And there's nothing better than being your own boss.
he's got the hustler spirit. Just going based off what you said. Yeah, big risk. Taking a bet on yourself and a chance on yourself.
Yeah.
Starting your own business.
Taking a leap of faith.
Leap of faith. That's a big step in life. But I'll say you definitely have a hustler spirit, so you're somebody that's going to get it done. I don't think you settle for anything less. I think the thought of failure, I don't think it creeps in your mind as like it's going to happen to you, but it's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what drives you to be so successful, is that failure could happen. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I mean, anything could happen, honestly. I mean, anything could happen.
True.
But, I mean, you got to... no one got successful by being comfortable.
100%.
So,
Correct. It's a very uncomfortable process. And I mean, I'm sure that thought of fear is in his head, like in the back of his mind.
I'm
But
saying that's what drives him.
I don't think the thought of failure drives him. I think you have the will to succeed more than the thought of failure.
it's in my DNA to work hard. It's always been... Any job I've ever had, from being a bagger at Albertsons to running a car wash and being a manager at 19 years old to owning my own business now, learning different trades,
26.
detailing, window tinting,
Right.
Bagging.
yeah, bagging. I've always been one of those, started off at a new job and then worked my way up within a year, 6 months, and became one of those top people that the manager can always rely on.
Like
to get
The
the
Rock
work done.
says, be the hardest worker in the room.
Yeah.
Who's the hardest worker in the room?
The Rock says that.
Yeah, that's one of his go-to things. Always, show up, be the hardest worker in the room. And I mean, it's not necessarily like you have to compete or even try to work harder than anybody else. It's just for yourself.
Compete with yourself.
Correct. Every day should be a new set goal, a new set. I could do better this day. Or for example, I'll just use cars just as you're familiar with it. Say Ryan tints 5 cars in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it's not going to be like this because there's busy seasons, there's slow seasons, whatever. But Ryan's like, all right, I could get 6 the next day. Shit like that, just always progressing and always trying to do the more than you did the day before, basically.
Right.
He has that same logic in the gym for sure. This motherfucker will do extra sets, pick up extra weight. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. This week we're going heavy.
I'm
And I
dying.
fucking mean it when I say that.
That's fine. We go heavy every fucking week.
No, we don't. Not every week.
Every week. Except for legs, since your knee is fucked up.
Yeah. Still squatting, though.
I went heavy, though. I can go heavier. I might die in the gym. If y'all don't see me for episode 100, it's because I died in the gym. Because I've been going.
We were there till midnight
We
the
were.
other night.
We didn't go till late as fuck, though. We didn't even show up till 9:30.
But still, we were there.
That was a
a
long
solid
ass
3
motherfucker.
hours.
Yeah, that was a long ass workout.
Yep.
I'll take blame for part of it, but Jesus, like we were there forever.
I told you it was gonna be one of those.
It was Friday night workouts, but that is
Y'all be in the gym for hours. Like these niggas live there. Ryan has been in the gym consistently for a while now,
5 months.
and so has
I was
Jacob.
about to say 6. but-
Jacob is not far off.
Yeah, Jacob's
Yeah.
been around with me.
He's been around.
Yep.
Gotta give credit where credit.
Ryan
credit's
doesn't
due.
let me fucking rest. He's like, we're going to the
That's
fucking
good.
gym.
You know, need somebody like that.
I was gonna push. So Friday's workout. I mean, I was down for Friday's workout, but me and Jordan went to eat with my dad and stuff. He's celebrating a little thing for his
Carrabba's.
business. Yeah, I went to Carrabba's.
Yeah,
And then
damn near family now.
so
Like a nephew.
I didn't eat too much because I had already put it in my head like Ryan's probably gonna want to work out today.
That's a good point. I destroyed.
It's a good
what
thing
I
you
had.
did that.
No, yeah, like Jordan bodied his food and he was like looking at me weird, like you weren't hungry or something. And I was like, nah, it's just I think I'm going to the gym after this because there's some good ass pasta. But
Yeah,
I knew if
Carrabba's is
I
good.
knew if I fucked that shit up, there would be no way in hell I'd be able to fucking be at the gym.
Yeah, you would have been comatose.
Yeah, I'd have been done for. Speaking of the devil, what's up, Paps?
Shout out to Pops, Orlando, Tile and Marble. I used to say Orlando Marble and Tile and used to piss Jacob the fuck off.
But it sounds
Yeah.
better.
It does not.
OTM versus OMT. I think I like OTM.
Well, if you say it like that, yeah.
Plus,
closer
I mean-
to money. ATM.
There you
Hey.
go. Plus, I mean, we don't even do a lot of marble. Marble is, I mean,
Isn't marble expensive?
it is expensive and it's kind of out of style. I
It's
mean,
outdated.
Oh, is it really?
mhm.
That was a thing,
I mean,
that was
there's
a thing of the 2000s.
so not saying that marble's out of style because like you go to $1 million home, you're gonna see like marble or porcelain that looks like marble. The style is still there. It's just there's a lot of porcelains made to look like marble, just because one, it would be a little cheaper, and two, it's more durable. I mean, marble is porous, so like you can stain marble, you can crack marble. You would rather something stronger, more durable, especially in like $1 million home.
This is why I'm glad I know you, because when I buy a house and I want
Oh
to
yeah,
remodel,
I got you.
there's nothing that
I low key
won't
should
know.
fucking. I mean, I think that'd be pretty cool.
What?
Should try to like teach people how to remodel or like a little part of designs, because I mean, there's interior designers and shit. People get degrees for this shit that like I have a natural born eye for. I low key should just, I guess, go take a couple more electives and get the degree too. But I already have one piece of paper. I don't want more. That's not the type of paper I want.
Very interesting, Jacob. Let's talk about your escapades when you're not working. Those are always very interesting. Ryan has many of those too. Don't look at me like that.
What?
You want to talk about work all day? You want to
Go
make
for
this
it.
a little spicy?
This is all you, Jordan.
It's all me.
Run it.
Alrighty. Ryan Gillio, XL10,
What up?
known as a businessman and a family man. Let's pull the curtain back a little bit, huh? See what we can dig and find out. Make this an interesting episode. So last time you were on here and you had Hennessy, I was not here for that.
Is
You
that
said-
true?
Huh?
Is that true?
That
Yeah,
is
the last
true. I
time
was
you were
not
on
here.
was you, me, and Eric.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was
yeah.
mighty comfortable. He was talking about all kinds of things, giving opinions on
When
things.
Jordan watched that episode, he was sad. He was like, "Damn, I should have been on that episode."
Well, snooze, you lose.
Giving opinions on things that made some people feel away.
Did it?
Specifically women.
Did it really? I don't think they
Specifically
gave a
women.
shit.
Oh, he's getting spicy already.
You wanted to
think
go
they
here,
give a
Jordan.
shit. I think they give a shit.
Did anyone comment or say anything?
Few did.
Oh, all right. Well, you're
Few did.
welcome then. You're welcome.
What do you feel like women's positions, or what is a woman's value to you right now?
Oh God.
What do you mean? What? What do you mean?
What
What
do
is
you
a
feel
woman's
like a-
value?
What do you feel like a woman's value is to you right now? What are you looking for out of a woman right
Oh.
now?
Hentasy.
Honestly,
We should be sponsored
I
already.
want a girl that goes to the gym like me. I want a girl that's in the gym on a Friday night
We
at
were-
11:30
we were saying
instead
that.
of in downtown
In the
Orlando
club.
at 11:30.
Stop drinking, bitches.
So you want a girl that can match your work ethic, as far as
Yeah.
I'm always.
not only the gym or just drive in general.
I mean, I'm not gonna say, well, she needs to be a business owner. Like, I'm not gonna hold her to the standards I hold myself. that's a little unfair.
Right, but do you want to see those ambitions carry over into something else?
Yeah, I don't want. I don't
want.
want. If I'm gonna date somebody, I don't want to date a fucking loser. At the same time,
Okay.
and it won't be another bartender either. Don't date a bartender. Don't ever date a bartender. Ever.
I mean,
Never.
you got to have a different type of
No.
level to date people.
Yeah.
Bartenders have to do things to get their tips.
Well, just nightlife employees. I
In
mean,
that industry,
it takes
period.
a different pedigree to if you want to date someone who's a
Takes a
bartender,
different
a
type
stripper, a
Don't do
freaking.
it.
confidence and security with yourself to be with a woman
Mm-hmm.
like that, to
does.
deal with all the attention and things that come with
Yeah,
it.
you can't
And
just
you're
say don't
talking
do
about
it.
You're just talking about a bartender. There's things that
Yeah, there's people who
There's-
date strippers. There's people
Exactly.
who date people who marry to porn stars and shit.
I
Like,
was gonna keep it PG. I was gonna say there's women that get far more attention than bartenders.
that F
do.
carried out. I was like, what are you saying there?
Yeah, but
That
I'm
you have
talking
to
from
deal
my
with.
experience.
From your experience, okay. So, do you think that there's a bartender that you could have a healthy relationship with, or you just don't
Nope.
think that's possible because of the industry that they're in?
I think there's a bartender I could have a healthy relationship with.
Of course you do.
How healthy is it?
Of course you do.
When there's liquor involved.
No.
Now they got to be doing
don't
something
think
outside of the bartending life. But if you're
a lot of
also
those
a
girls,
bartender,
bro, a lot of those girls that are in that industry are going to school and they end up coming out
I was
with
gonna say
degrees and shit
bartenders
like
are
that.
in between jobs. That's not their.
most if it's a careered
Some
bartender,
strip-
that's
But
different.
if it is their career,
Then
definitely
yeah,
don't date them.
yeah. Then they don't really have no
Definitely.
longevity in anything. But
But that's different. For example, to go off of what you said, yeah, my ideal woman to date would be someone who can. I always say try to. They don't have to do it all the way, but attempt to match my hustle. Like fucking.
It's unfair to hold a woman.
I'm
to
not
that
saying
standard,
I'm not saying on our same standard, on our same pedigree, but like they have to have their own goals. In a relationship, I feel
Right.
like it's a partnership.
So you want someone that's goal oriented.
Yeah, well, yes, like working towards something. For
Right.
instance, I feel like we're too damn old now, so I feel like any girl. I mean, we're not like old men, but
Relax.
we're old enough to stop playing these games. Like, if we're gonna be with a woman, like they have to, want similar things. They gotta like be trying to like and
Do you feel like
invest or trying to work on their credit score or trying to fucking do
That's a
something.
beautiful thing.
Just
I-
keep building.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. But do you think you're at a point in your life where you're looking for that? Seriously looking for that?
I mean, I am looking for it. Am I ready to, have it? I can't give you that answer.
So then,
Don't know for sure.
then
Gotta leave the people wondering a little bit.
yeah, you're not.
I think once he finds it, then he'll know. Then he'll know for sure.
I wouldn't say I'm necessarily. I mean, that's what I'm looking out for, right? Like I'm trying to get to this level of communication where I could like let these girls know like this is what I'm looking for, this is who I'm trying to be with, whatever. But I don't think I've found necessarily like that one to be like, okay, you check off all the boxes, like what size is your finger, girl? Like I'm buying a ring. Like I haven't had that connection with somebody where I was like,
Right,
damn.
but is it unrealistic to think that you're going to find somebody that checks off all the boxes?
No, I think I don't think it's as hard as we make it out to be.
You think as you get older that some of those boxes just start coming off?
The
list?
boxes
It's like,
change.
the
The boxes change. But no, I feel like there's always going to be a certain degree or certain list of things a girl has to check off for you to want to date them or want to
Yeah,
take
there
them
are certain
seriously.
things.
But as you get older, things have changed. Like, for instance, when we were younger, we wanted a girl that can probably drink or maybe a girl that smoked weed or something like that. Oh, that would be so cool. And then you grow up a little bit and you're like, I do not want a girl that does that, like, at all. I don't mind if a girl smokes every now and again.
What's wrong with the girls that toke it up? That's not your.
I mean, as long
preference.
as they hustle, I'm cool with it. If they're just a stoner, like, and don't do shit, I got a problem with that.
Right.
But if
you
if
have
they
important things to the check off list.
correct, like if they're
Not the
if they're
100
working, that's like the least amount of my worries. I don't care if a girl smokes or doesn't smoke, but I'm just saying that'd be the like least amount of my worries now. When I was younger, I thought that was so cool. Like it'd probably been higher on the list. Now it's not even on the fucking list.
Not at all. No.
So it's just like one of those things where as you grow older, as you mature, you see things differently. You look at girls differently. You're like, all right.
Right.
I guess I could take it there real quick. Not to be childish, but like when you're younger, you kind of like, you looking for a pretty girl, you want something to fuck on. Like you're just like, damn, she's so fine. Like
Do
I
you
need to
feel like-
have her, whatever.
True. Do you feel like you've lost some good ones along the way because of that list?
100%. 100%.
Because you want to fulfill other things that are on that
100%.
list that later become obsolete. Like they don't really
I used to
matter
have
anymore.
a fear of missing out.
You used to?
I think
we still. No, I'm being real. Like I think we still kind of have. Like I find myself.
you have it. You have that fear.
You know, doctor, you can't
That fear's
diagnose
starting to
me.
diminish for me though a little bit.
Yeah, like I feel like I've done enough in my life to where like I could take nights off. Like I don't
There's
mind the
always
streets.
another level, though.
I don't
But-
mind missing out on the streets or that
Right.
life or shit like that.
Right.
When I was younger, we look at, and that's another thing about
This is the
Instagram and
thing
shit
about
like
you
that.
saying younger, like we get to that point where we like feel like we're super matured and we're taking shit seriously, and then we start to dip and dive back into the mischief a little bit.
But it's which isn't a problem. I mean,
Because
we could
we're still kinda young,
Correct.
we're
We could
still-
still have those nights, but like
Right.
if it's a consistent thing, that's bad. Like
yeah. I mean, that's not a priority.
yeah. So with that fear, or with with it being said, the fear of missing out. Like I feel like I have grown out of it a little bit. Is it still there? Maybe on some things, but it's not necessarily the fear of missing out on like the street life, like going out. I don't necessarily miss that, but like I feel like I've missed out on girls that I've talked to that I might have judged them or found flaws in them a little prematurely,
Yep.
just because I'm like,
Looking for something perfect.
yeah. So I mean because no one's perfect. Like I mean I talk my shit. I like to fuck around. People think of me as probably on the podcast. They probably think I'm the cocky motherfucker, but I'm not that cocky. That's a fucking lie. All
I
right.
like to say
well,
you're pretty confident.
I am confident. I wouldn't say I'm
the line
cocky.
between cockiness and
I would say I'm
confidence.
confident. Like I've always been, very confident because I like to bet on myself. Like I trust myself in a lot of odds. So like some of them are not the best, and I do talk reckless, but it's all good.
I mean, it takes confidence is a key thing to life. It takes you far. There's a lot of people that really don't know shit about shit, but they're confident in what they're talking about, and along the way they figure it out.
Yeah.
Those two things come together. Usually, it's a killer combo.
Yeah, to take it all the way back to like the first point we were talking with Ryan, I feel like it's the confidence or will to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm so confident that failure doesn't even creep into my mind. Like, I don't-
It does.
I said it might be sitting in the way back, but like you don't think of that failure. You don't dwell on failure. Even if you do hit a bump in the road, you pick yourself back up, dust yourself off. All right, I got it this time. You learn from that mistake, you learn from that experience, and you keep chugging. You're like, all right, I learned from what I fucked up on, and you put the either if it took say you didn't put enough energy in, you put even more energy the next time. You say, all right, I could do this time. And that goes with anything. Failures in the gym, failures in life, failures in school. Like I've had failures. I fucking failed a grade for crying out loud. Made that bitch up though. That I did.
Then I met him.
Yeah. Yeah. That,
He caught up.
Yep. All me friends.
Wait, you were supposed to be here this whole time?
Yeah. All me friends would have left me.
Yeah, crazy, right? Damn.
That'd have been some fuck shit.
I had Dylan in that first semester. I mean, in that freshman year, just to give you guys some basis behind what Jacob's talking about, that's when he caught up. The first half of our freshman year, he was finishing
I finished half of 8th grade and half of 9th grade.
Right. He was doing that at
It was so weird.
And then he arrived
So
at
weird.
Lake Howell the second semester of ninth grade.
To give them the full backstory, I failed 1st grade. My younger sister is a year younger than me. So I was in my younger sister's grade from 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade. Saw all my friends about to leave to high school, and I was like, fuck that shit. I'm making it back up. I don't know how my mom did it, but she ended up getting the schools to agree to fucking, if I did all this work and I passed these classes, that yeah, the credits counted, so they would, let me skip a grade. So the summer, you guys' 8th grade summer, your summer going into your freshman year, I did not have a summer. That was not a thing. I left school my 7th grade year. Okay, bye everybody. Yeah, see you guys next year, whatever. Bam. Did all of 8th grade that year.
That summer.
That summer. All of 8th grade was doing it. Then there was some fuck shit happened to where they wanted me to go to South Seminole still for 8th grade instead of straight to Lake Howell. So I had to do like I think I had 1 or 2 credits of 8th grade to do. So I would go to school, I'd go to my middle school, go to a couple classes to get those little 8th grade credits, and then have to sit in the library for 4 hours doing 9th grade. So y'all's whole first semester in 9th grade, chilling, doing whatever the fuck you want. I was still at South Seminole, fucking having to do all that work.
You was outside playing basketball with your friends. I was in the library grinding.
It's true.
It's
I was.
good though. I mean, shit.
And I hate school. This is coming from someone who my entire life have said I'd rather be punched in the face every day than go to school.
Look at you now.
Yeah.
You got it.
I did it. I fucking, like I said, it's because of that confidence. Because I wasn't scared of like the failure. I just wasn't going to quit on it so that I could do what I wanted to do.
You think the confidence is what drove you in that situation, or it was more you wanting to get back to being around your friends?
That was more like just willpower,
getting back
honestly.
to where you think you should have been.
Correct. I didn't want to graduate with Amber.
Right.
That was pretty much it. Like I was like, you're my younger sister. I'm not graduating with you.
Right.
It was more of I wanted to be with my friends more than that. But Dylan was leaving, Brandon was leaving, Matt had already left. Because he had already been at Tuscola by that time.
He was my dog by that time.
Me and Matt though, I've known Matt since we were jits.
You got me beat 100%, but like that was my introduction to Matt Labrador.
Yeah, but me and Matt didn't become like brothers till like 9th or 10th grade.
My introduction to Ryan was middle school, and I'll give you kind of the picture. We didn't really meet, but this is the first time I remember seeing Ryan around. I had a neighbor that he dated.
That wasn't middle school.
That was middle school.
Oh, yeah, it was middle school.
What are you talking about?
You're right.
That's when you came around.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I had a neighbor that I grew up with in elementary school. So then when we got to middle, I think I had moved by that time, but we still went to the same school. So I knew her. And I played Pop Warner, and she was a cheerleader. And I remember Ryan used to come around to the Pop Warner games. He was just with her. But that was the first time I really remember seeing you around, was at Pop Warner, because she was a cheerleader and used to just come support the games and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And then years later,
I do remember seeing you though in Pop Warner, like when I did go to Pop Warner.
You too, nigga. You had the face mask with the bar in the middle.
I didn't say I had swag.
You was that kid.
You act like I had a fucking choice. I was on the offensive
line because I wouldn't shit either.
You act like I had a fucking choice though. They didn't give they were like, this is your first year? This is what you get.
We had a hard-ass Pop Warner team, though. My junior midget and my senior midget year. We were the truth. We was whooping ass. The only team that we lost to our senior midget year was, we lost twice, but during the regular season, we lost to Ocoee. And a lot of those kids ended up being D1 athletes. And we only lost 16-14 or 18-16? 16-14, right? We only lost by 2 points. That shit was a dogfight. Them kids were fucking talented. I think on the first punt of the game, one of the kids took it to the house, right?
Be like, motherfucker.
Crazy. Like, that was nice. They could move. But yeah, that was
Pop Warner days. That's something
Pop
funny
Warner
though.
days, yeah. But that's the first time
that's
I really remember seeing
life
Ryan
for sure.
around. Me and Ryan didn't really become cool until high school. Like sophomore year. And this is when he was working at the car wash. We all worked there together. Ryan moved up quick. I remember seeing that with my own eyes. Like, I was in the back vacuuming. By the time 2 months went by, he was already detailing cars. And he had been there before me and Eric had got there already.
Yeah. No, I remember seeing y'all at the car. Who was the original manager? Like y'all's
Ryan
manager?
Adams.
The other Ryan.
He was cool as fuck.
Yeah, he was pretty cool.
I fucked with Ryan Adams. He used to give Eric shit. And this was always the thing with me. Like, me and Eric were always around each other in high school. Like, we fucking connected at the hip damn near. We won a fucking senior superlative for it. But me and him would be doing shit together that we probably shouldn't have been doing, and only Eric would get in trouble for it. We would skip work together. Eric would get chastised for it, and like Ryan Adams would fuck with Eric on shit, but he wouldn't fuck with me on shit. In high school, our head coach, we had him as a weightlifting coach, Coach Oliver. We used to skip his class and go play basketball or do whatever, and then we would show up with like 10 minutes left in the class. He'd make Eric do like 50 push-ups. And be like, all right, Graves, let's go to the back. Like, for some reason, they always gave Eric the short end of the stick when it was us two.
Eric's like, I've been working my whole life.
Honestly. Like for the simplest shit too, Oliver would fuck with Eric sometimes. You got gum in your mouth? That's 50 push-ups. Grave, spit your shit out. All right, coach. See you later. It was a difference. But yeah, the fucking car wash is where
I would always talk shit because I would come get my car
spent the
washed.
most time with Ryan, I think, in high school.
I would come get my car washed all the time, and
Yeah,
I
you
even
did.
used to talk to that Ryan dude. He would always ask me, "You trying to get a job?"
Yeah, he was trying
I
to
would
hire
fuck with
you.
him. I was like, "When you gonna hire me?" And he was like, "Any day of the week, bro. Just come in." I was like,
Ryan Adams, if you listen, this nigga thought he was Aaron Rodgers. I promise you. If he's listening, he'll know too. He thought he was nicer than Aaron Rodgers, and he could throw the ball. He was a lefty. He could throw the ball, but he wasn't fucking Aaron Rodgers. But he thought he was. That shit used to be hilarious. We all
But he
played.
thought he was.
We played football in high school, so he used to talk cash shit to us all the time. Like, yeah, I can't do shit.
That's like if one of y'all talked to like a high school kid now. Because how old was he? He wasn't like that old. He was
Yeah,
probably
but
like,
he wasn't a quarterback in high school. He was a defensive end. He was a big boy in high school.
interesting. But yeah, that was me and Ryan first met in what, Miss Holmes? Because I don't remember.
You went to South Seminole, right? So not in middle school.
No,
So
it'd have been high school for sure, but I don't know if it would have been freshman year because
It was Miss Holmes. Yeah, it was.
That was 10th grade, right? Yeah, that was our
Miss Holmes.
the beginning of sophomore year.
Yep.
I had Ryan, Lab was in that class. We had a lot of people in that class.
All the cheerleaders were in that class.
There was a shit
All
ton
the
of them.
cheerleaders.
All of them.
Ryan had the cheerleaders. They wanted him.
No, they didn't. Some of them.
I low key.
Since then, me and Ryan have had many adventures. Do you
God.
care to expound on any?
Doing it with my bro. Nah, you remember the Key and Peele shit? It's just funny. It just randomly popped in my head.
What'd you say?
The Key and Peele episode where they're doing fuck it wouldn't make sense anyways. I'll tell y'all
It
later.
would make sense.
It would, but fucking no, it's funny is y'all ever think about like what are we like 7 years out of high school?
I think 6 years out of high
6?
school.
6 years?
7.
7?
This year's 7.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's 2021.
14?
Yeah, 7 years out of high school. Do they do 10?
Jeez.
It's 10-year reunions, right?
Yeah, we got 3 years.
I can't wait. Can't fucking wait. Not that I give a fuck, but like I honestly want to see like people and just be like, yikes, y'all are ugly.
We're not
All the
doing that.
cheerleaders.
We're not
Y'all have
doing that
kids
now.
I've been doing it for years. I did that the day after high school. Like y'all,
Shit started changing quick.
I'm even in high school. I still, I've always held myself to a higher pedigree. I don't know why, but I do. So in high school, it would just be funny to me because like, this is where my mind was. This is where I was.
Mm-hmm.
So then after high school, this is where my mind was. I started catching up to where I thought I was. So it's like, ha, now I'm here. What's up, bitches?
Yeah.
But I did
Caught
that.
up to your potential.
Yeah.
Look at you now. I raised you. I remember when you were a wee lad. I was around him at that time when he had no swag. I didn't know who he was.
I've always had swag.
And we found it together, and that nigga blossomed.
I've always had swag.
And he never stopped. He never stopped.
Nope. I refuse.
He's always had swag. Jacob's always been a popular guy. Shit, nigga was Mr. Flirtatious. Or most flirtatious in high school. That was his senior superlative.
That's horseshit. Yeah.
Then you win another one, and he won senioritis too. The nigga wasn't even there. He got a trophy for not being there, and a trophy for being the most flirtatious. That's
When I'm there, I'm flirting.
yo. You got to think
That's
about
funny.
when you were actually there, what you were doing with your time.
I get it. I
Like, this nigga had
understand.
limited time.
I
and he still
understand.
won the trophy.
That's why I was so like, I was low key like, really? Like it was like cool and all, but like I was like, these are, to be looked down like that, I was like, these are probably the worst 2 awards.
Mm-hmm.
Like looking back, like it shows that one, you're a piece of shit.
Your caption, literally, in like, you know how you can do the caption under your picture?
The yearbook quotes?
Yeah, the yearbook quotes. I'm just here for the bitches. That should have been your.
That would have
If you
been
think
fucking
about it,
Fuck
hilarious.
the studies.
That would have been hilarious.
I'm never here when I am here. I'm just here for the bitches.
That'd be hilarious. I don't even know if I wrote one of the. Bro, what's
we
funny
didn't
though?
write them. We didn't do that.
Like that's just funny. I was, especially yearbook photos. I have never taken a good yearbook photo in my life. Never, not once. So especially senior year as well. Those senior pictures, yikes! I didn't even know how to cut my hair yet. It's tragic.
This man got 2 trophies.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, you did too, though.
Yeah, but not really.
I
I
know.
just had 2 trophies.
It was funny. So for fucking, because we had to take a picture up there, like everyone who got a trophy, and Eric wasn't there, and him and Eric won joint at the hip.
Mm-hmm.
So they gave Jordan both trophies because they were like, you and your boy, but your boy's not here.
I went and accepted a fucking award, a 2-person award by myself.
It was like one of those moments, Dad, dude.
I know, I was gonna say that shit. Daddy wasn't there.
That shit's funny as fuck.
Hilarious.
But in the picture, it's me and
Stand
Jordan.
up and take a bow.
It's me and Jordan right next to each other. We're both fucking just holding up 2 trophies. Jordan was like, I got 2 of these bitches too.
Yeah,
It was funny. But that's the thing. It was
That was
like
my
people you wouldn't think. Like I didn't think I was gonna win that. I didn't think I was gonna win an award. Period. I remember going to the auditorium not thinking I was gonna win
more
shit.
of a personality award though.
I get it, but at the same time, like to get the 2 awards I got, I was like, damn, these motherfuckers really think like this of me. I was low key offended.
Nigga accepted the award in sweatpants too. That'd tell you he had real senioritis.
Yeah, like I wasn't.
I just got here an hour ago.
Literally.
At the end of the
you
day.
know what's funny?
Is it lunchtime?
You know what's funny? That was during 7th period, right?
I don't know. No, it was towards the end of the day.
Was it towards the end of the day?
Yeah, because it was the last period of the day because Eric just left.
Yeah, what was funny is I had skipped first period.
know you
So I
did.
had like literally just gotten there. I had taken 1 class. I did 1 class, went to lunch, and then I think we were in the auditorium.
When you did skip, what were you doing when you skipped?
Going to my friends' houses. It was either Anthony or your house. Anthony lived so conveniently close. I did like 3
My mom
cartwheels.
busted us one time. What you niggas doing? She said just that. No, I'm just playing. She might as well though.
Love your mother.
Love my mom too. She was like, I'll hold this one against you.
That shit was so funny.
Tuck this for later.
It's all right. I feel like, well, maybe not that much. She's gotten some work out of me too, though. I feel like I've made up for it. I helped y'all move.
Yeah, your family.
That shit was funny as hell, though. I love Mary Jane, man.
That's my mom, by the way. Love her to death.
Yeah, I'm not a pothead. His mother is literally named Mary Jane.
Yeah, she named after marijuana. That's dope.
That's not why she was named that, but
I'm just saying.
I honestly don't know. I mean, I think the story is
just saying.
the candy. There's Mary Jane's. It's like I think it's like a toffee, some type of candy. I think the story is that she was named after that, but I doubt it because my grandmother is super Spanish, like super Puerto Rican. So I think she just liked the name Mary Jane. Plus, all my other aunts were M's. Miriam, Madeline,
Miriam.
Evelyn. So she's not an M.
Miriam was born to be an old lady.
She's the most serious out of the group.
'Cause she was
was
born-
in the Air Force. She was
born to be an
the
old lady.
army. She was in the.
Miriam.
She was in the Army and the Navy. I'm pretty sure.
Damn.
She was. I forget what branch she was with, but when she was in the military the first time, I believe she was there for Desert Storm.
Wow.
So yeah, she works on.
Miriam.
She's always worked on aviation shit. She works on planes and shit like that. She builds wings. She inspects
pretty dope.
planes. Who she works for now? Gulfstream, G5s and shit like that.
That's
she
pretty
works
dope.
on them. That's what she does. That shit is incredible.
Oh, good old
Very
Aunt
smart.
Miriam.
Mm-hmm. My aunt Gina, she's hilarious. That's my dog.
I love that woman.
You know Maggie.
Maggie is the best.
Yeah,
That's that.
she's the one. I gotta go see them soon.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyways,
got a little
off
deep
of,
in my family.
yeah,
Sorry, Ryan.
off of Jordan's family. You know what's fucked up? As close as me and Ryan are, I don't know any of this man's family. None.
No one really knows any of my family. My family's very divided. That's why I don't have a wholesome family unit.
Wholesome.
Right here, brother.
Well, my own.
It's
Yeah,
like we-
I'm talking about my extended family.
Right.
Well, that'd be your
Everyone's
Immediate.
immediate family.
Well, technically,
separated.
this is your immediate family now.
yeah.
Because if anything goes wrong, I think you're probably gonna call one of us.
I couldn't call either one of my parents. They won't answer the phone probably. I know one of y'all will answer the phone.
Yeah, definitely.
At least on the second call.
This nigga called me on accident yesterday and meant to not call me. I still answered the phone.
Middle of a graduation party. I'm like, oh shit, I,
I
forgot.
answered the phone. He's like, "Never mind, dog. Don't even worry about it." I'm like, "What?" But that'll go
Yeah.
to show you I answer the phone for the most part.
He does. Jordan saved my life before by answering. Appreciate
Oh,
you.
that's true. Yeah.
Yep.
I think I only called you twice.
It's good to have reliable people around you.
Eric,
It's an important
fucking
thing.
Eeyore. I love my guy, but fuck,
Don't call him.
He can sleep.
Don't call him.
Yeah, I woke
Sleep.
him up.
I called Eric 7 times.
What's the bar that we always recite from Jay? If every nigga in your crew is rich, your crew is rugged. Nobody will fall because we'll have each other as a crutch. Some shit like that. Basically, what he's trying to say is like we're all good, and one of us falls, and we need help.
Yeah, pick each other
We can
back
take
up.
a little bit from everybody, and we'll be fine, and then we'll be back up, and vice versa.
That's how it should be.
Right.
And I mean, we all do that. Like anyone who's ever been down, like we'll look out for them. Like you ain't gonna be
The
down.
beautiful thing is, though, I don't think we've ever been down in a position where we truly, truly need. Well, I have, and Ryan has come through for me in a big way. So yeah, I can't say that 100%, and you have too. But Ryan's definitely come through for me in a big way. So that's a beautiful thing to have.
I saved
'Cause
Jordan's ass.
You saved Jordan's ass.
But I
You
don't
say-
mention it. I've never
you-
mentioned it
You
not
can say
once.
that 3 times. I'm the one that talks about it.
Yeah,
right?
I've never mentioned it not once. That's the
Never.
one thing about me. I will save your ass in the biggest way that no
Right,
one will
but he
ever
won't
know.
hang
'cause
it
I
over
will-
your head.
I will never say a word about
Right,
it.
and I try and pride myself on that too, and that's something I
That's probably the best thing about me. Like
respect about you dearly.
people have always been able to come to me for like secretive shit. Like don't tell anybody that seriously. Like this is something I can't let anyone know about.
Right.
And they tell me, no one will ever know.
Oh yeah, no,
Ever, you will never hear it come out of my mouth.
I have plenty of those. I have shit that
That's a good
I have
quality about me.
no reason knowing that I have. They'll die with me.
Mm-hmm.
I got secrets that'll die with me that I have no business knowing.
Right. But I
But
think
it is-
that's super important too. But what's super important as well is like doing big things and big favors for people and not even saying anything or mentioning it or holding it against somebody.
Correct.
Even when shit gets nasty, that's a true testament to your character, in my opinion. When you have information and ammo and you don't let anger and emotions take you to that place where you throw it in somebody's face, that's a big thing.
Yeah, it's
Because it's
the
the
most important
easiest
thing.
move, and it's usually the most direct and
Detrimental as well.
detrimental and cutting. Like that should have fucked with you. You know what I mean? So
I feel like we all do big favors and like just favors in general. Like I do a lot of shit and like we never even talk about it. The only person I ever really talk about it with is Jordan sometimes. But that's just because I love fucking with Jordan. Plus we've known each other for so long. Like we just do shit. Like it's not expected, but at the same time it's just like we just do it. Like we always look out for each other. Literally, and this is real shit. Like if say I have food, right? I'm already in my head thinking I have half of a plate.
right,
Because I already know Jordan's got my other half.
right.
Yeah.
That's
And the same shit with him.
that's real shit.
He picks up food. I'm like, what'd you get us to eat? Like, it's already like,
no matter what it is, leftovers, all kinds of shit.
yeah, like it's not necessarily anything said or like, it's not like we planned it out like that. It's just what it is at this point. Like, he already knows whatever I have, he's got half of it.
Right. And that's why that there's like a famous quote that came out from this rapper from Chicago, L.A. Capone. You ever heard of him? And some shit he says is like, he basically says that like, if I had $1, like me and my homie are getting 2 50-cent cakes.
Correct. We got 50 cents each.
We got 50 cents each. You know what I'm saying? So like,
And
I've
that's,
always prided myself on that.
yeah, it's a true testament to us. Literally, like, regardless, it doesn't matter if I have $1 million. Like, whatever I got, he's got half. Same with you. Same with Eric. All my friends, really.
Right.
Dylan, Brandon, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Matt. Labby
Right.
Lab.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, what is all that success and money if you can't,
Correct. If you don't have loved ones to, like, show and, like,
I feel like when you get to that level, that's what becomes like your fulfillment and your excitement is seeing other people thrive and like be happy off things that you can provide. That's your excitement and your love.
It
Like,
honestly
when you have
is.
kids, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, even without having kids, just like in our group, for instance, like, honestly, I get more, like, I'm happier for y'all succeeding than my own success most of the time. Like, when I see my friends doing something, like, big or that they've been working hard on,
right.
like, for instance, you getting your, like, when you went back into the health field, you just getting that job. When Ryan, his first month opening the shop, like, I was more excited for that than, like,
right.
me.
I tried to be a super.
I'm like that. I'm like that too, actually.
Yeah, you
like
are.
I don't celebrate myself at all.
You don't.
Correct.
You do not.
When have I celebrated
I
me
know.
starting a business? Who would even know? I would
Right.
never even tell anybody.
That's why I be trying to celebrate you
Yeah.
sometimes.
Like, we celebrate it because it's
Yeah.
uplifting and it's beautiful to us to see because we knew where you were
Motivated.
and how hard you worked for it. That granted, you never even It was
I
a
don't
slide off your
celebrate.
back.
I don't go, I started my own business.
Correct. You don't even
I
tell
don't-
people.
I don't do any of that shit. I was more happy that he got his job that he's at now.
Literally.
Yeah,
Right.
but even when like you started it, like even with the certain milestones you were trying to make, like you're so far into it and you're so in tune with what's going on, you're not really realizing
You almost
the
get
success that you're building.
you especially you have tunnel vision. Like you only see
And
the
that's what
future.
you're supposed to have. Though.
Correct. Like
It's
you're
good
not
and
you're
bad,
not
though.
worrying about these little steps right now, which it is good and bad.
I need to give myself pats on the back at times though.
You
Yeah,
do.
I'm way too hard on myself. That's a problem.
Yo, my
this is the
favorite
thing,
line,
though.
Ryan says, "Damn, my boss is an asshole." He's his
You
own
don't-
fucking
you
boss.
really don't have a choice. You're so
Yeah.
busy. You're so busy. You have so much going on with the business that you don't really have a choice but to pay attention to everything that's going on. You know?
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
I get like like I was saying, I'll have a day where I'm busy and I'll make whatever a good amount in
X
one
amount
day.
of dollars.
Okay, and then the next day I'll make nothing and I'll sit in my office all day long. And I'm so hard on myself. I'm like, bro, I just made twice what most people make in one day
Literally.
yesterday.
Literally.
What the hell am I like?
There's
That's what I'm
days.
saying.
There's
like,
days Ryan
but
makes
you want more.
someone's week check.
I know.
There's days.
But I don't
and
give
yet he'll
myself.
and then
There's
he'll
weeks
shit
where
on.
he makes that back to back all
Correct.
day.
He'll make fucking twice as much as you've made in a month span.
Right.
Ryan's made it in 2-3 days, but he'll be so hard on himself on the fourth day when he has only had 2-3 customers.
Right. All
He'll be mad that he
all
didn't
from betting on
perform that.
himself.
Yeah.
All from betting on himself.
I'll forget
and
all
doing
about
the
the
hard
previous
shit.
day. I'll forget about all of it.
Like I said,
Right.
you got tunnel vision. You only see, and I mean, it's as of someone who knows exactly what that is and sees it as my father, you will be very successful. This man has owned this shit for 42 years for a reason.
100%.
He comes here. He's
I
here
think
at.
about that all the
he's
time,
here at
actually.
6. Well, yeah, this motherfucker's here. I get here at 6:30. He's here sometimes at like 6:15. There's nothing open at 6:15. You're not going to be able to call anybody, but he's already here. Like his mind is
That's all
so
he thinks about.
his art. Yeah, his it's obsessive at a certain point, but like it's what drives him. It's like what made him so successful, and that's all he knows. Honestly, that it's just like he just does the damn thing.
And he made Jacob tough. I got to give him credit because he made you do a lot of shit at a young age. Like, the more I get around him, the more stories I hear from him about Jacob. And he used to do some shit to Jacob to, like, break him out of a shell, any shell that he was in.
I was never
Make
in
him-
a show.
Make him
He
feel
refused to let me create a show.
Right. Make him feel. He put Jacob in a lot of uncomfortable situations as a young kid
Yeah.
that I think paid dividends
Yeah.
for you as an older man.
You were telling the story about Yaya's.
Yeah.
the thing about-
yeah.
so-
He used to. You want me to explain or you want to explain?
You could tell him.
You
Fuck it.
probably have a better perspective on it.
So what my dad used to do to me at a real young age, I remember this shit too. This was in like I'm 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 years old, young kid. We would go to a Spanish restaurant called Yaya's off of 50. It's off in the cut. Like you gotta go off 50, and I think it's on Yucatan.
And give some people some context. What
maybe.
What inspired the next restaurant?
Well, so if any of y'all know what Zaza is,
Cuban diner. You know what Zaza
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Zaza, it's in Waterford Lakes. There's one in the
Lake Mary.
airport, Lake Mary. Zaza, I know the owner, one of the owners, because Zaza is it's a bigger business now. It's partners,
Right.
but one of the owners started Zaza because of Yaya. Yaya is his grandmother's restaurant. She started this Cuban woman. I don't know when she got here, how old she is, but anyways, because I was a kid. Yaya's was the original Cuban restaurant, so he didn't want to tarnish his grandmother's name, so he opened Zaza, which was pretty cool. He also owned, I don't know if y'all ever went to it, Don Pepe's.
Okay.
I've been there before.
Don
Yeah.
Pepe's was also his restaurant.
Right.
Oh shit.
So
Yeah.
you used to go to Yaya's.
So I've known this guy since I was a kid. Like I remember giving him high fives and shit. And my dad always was friends with him, but like I was just a kid. I didn't really know him like that. And fucking so when we would go to Yaya's, so how it was is it's a little restaurant. You know, it's a little hole in the wall, but great food, amazing food.
That's the best type of food. Hole in the wall places.
Yeah, it's authentic. Like
Yeah.
his grandmother was in the back cooking. That's why it was fucking delicious.
Zaza's is good. It's a little bit more commercialized.
Correct.
Because
Zaza's is
it went franchise.
okay. So like out of 1 to 10, it's probably like a 7, 6 or a 7. Like it's good, but it's not his grandmother. His grandmother is the goat. That shit was an 11.
Either way, back then.
But anyways, either way, back then, so it was a very small restaurant. There'd be a couple tables, and there's only so many seats per table. So what my dad used to do to me, and what he was telling Jordan, which I honestly forgot about this until he brought it up too. My dad used to fucking, there would be like an older couple, right? A man and a woman, or two older men or two older women, didn't matter. If there was an open seat, my dad would ask random people, hey, can my son sit here? And leave me by myself with some random ass people. And that's how I would eat my breakfast. I would literally eat my breakfast, and either an old guy was talking to me, an old lady was talking to me, or some random ass family.
And then his dad, his mom, and his sisters are sitting over
there. Yeah, they're all with them. You know, my sisters were always together, and my mom and dad were always together. So it's just them four together.
But how he explained
me by myself is.
And he said that Jacob's mom used to get pissed as fuck. Like, she used to be mad as fuck at Israel that he used to do that. But why he said that he used to do it, a couple reasons. One, because he wanted Jacob to be very social. And he knew that putting him around people that he might be uncomfortable with and is forced to have
that I don't fucking know at all.
That he doesn't know and is forced to have a conversation with, that would pay off for him later because he would have that skill as a man.
Correct, because it's not like
the other reason he explained to me why he did it is because he would go overseas. He said when he used to go to Europe, he would go to certain restaurants. And certain restaurants, if there's
in Europe, that's how they sit
it's
people.
It's like hibachi. If you're going to eat hibachi and
if you're going
to a family, you know, there's two seats open and you're only there and there's two people, you're going to sit.
You go to Kobe's. And Kobe's, like, you'll have a party of 5 and then a random party of 2.
Right.
That's how Europe is. Like, when I went to Europe, it was like that as well.
If there's a table of 8 and 2 seats.
If there was 3 of us and there's an open seat, if there's one person, he's sitting there. Right. It doesn't matter if you never met this man in your life. He's going to sit there. Y'all all whatever sit. You could talk if you want, but, like, he's going to sit there. It's open seating.
And that's when he explained it to me, that was part of the reasoning.
Yeah,
he said he
so my dad would always make me do that shit,
he wanted Jacob to be able to understand that experience.
Did his father do that to him?
My dad's father? Nah, they grew up in Cuba. Different life.
Yeah.
You don't understand. That's
different life.
Third world country. You know, that's a different way to grow up.
Well, it worked.
You probably have me and you probably have a surface understanding of what that's like because we've heard it from.
I've always had a surface level. Going to Cuba and seeing his actual house.
It's different.
They lived a different life.
100%.
So, for instance, his house was there was a bathroom there. His grandparents' house. There was no bathroom.
I thought you told me that.
The house in Cuba had a bathroom. Mm-hmm. It's all concrete and shit. Small ass house. You got to remember, my dad has 4 siblings. He's the oldest. He's got 2 brothers and a sister. So his sister, my tia, would live with.
What's up, the? That's my dad.
She stayed in a room with abuelo and abuela. Then it was my dad, my Uncle Frank, and my Uncle Rudy all in one room. A small ass house. Small house.
Jacob's dad being the oldest.
Yeah. And the fucking craziest.
Yeah.
Like the rest of my family's calm. Like my dad is like I'm calm. I'm very calm. Like I'm a very calm demeanor person. Like
but Jacob likes to have fun and he'll do wild shit. But
I do wild shit, yeah. But like you're not gonna see me get fucking mad or out of character for anything.
Yeah.
Like it takes fucking so much shit to get me there. It would be crazy.
He has some of the wild elements of his dad, but he's not like crazy like his dad. Like
no, my dad is just straight up crazy.
Yeah, your dad.
This man is a wild boy.
Yeah, he's out of here.
So like I'm.
But Jacob will have fun and he'll cut up. But he's
I can get there. Like it's in my eyes. Like it's deep.
It's in the eyes. It's in the eyes, Chico.
Like I can get fucking crazy, and like I've seen it only a couple of times when
I've seen it.
When either I was real, if I was like real drunk, or like sometimes if I'm just so angry, like I'll do some crazy shit. But
let's take that mirror off.
Yeah, you see some holes. There's some holes behind that. But I don't think they can see the mirror in the angles.
Yeah, bro. Izzy has told me some crazy stories.
But yeah, he would do that shit to me. Another story he was telling Jordan is, so my dad would like to take people, like he would take Brandon, like Dylan, a bunch of like, he would take a bunch of kids, right? But this isn't even when he did that. But my dad's always thing was like, if I can't see you or if you're not in like arm's length of me, basically you're in trouble type shit. No, but like me being like the explorer and like as a kid, I wasn't a bad kid, but like I had no fear.
Kid.
My dad had put it in me like you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this. Like he didn't let me have fear. Like he did scare the shit out of me one time. This is 2 separate stories, but I'm gonna tell this one first because it's pretty funny. There's a place in New Smyrna, I think it's called PJ's, where they got like the string and the hook. We could play that. I think it's called PJ's. It's PJ's restaurant, and they have a pier out back. There used to be manatees that would swim up there. I'm literally 6 years old. I know this story so vividly because it did scare the fuck out of me. It was traumatizing. There's manatees, right? And I was like, oh, oh, it's a manatee. How cool, whatever. Out of nowhere, fucking, I'm looking at a manatee, like my arms are up on the dock, to my dad is holding me by my ankles. Pet the manatee. Pet the manatee. I'm fucking hanging and there's a manatee right under me. I was screaming for my life. He wanted me to touch the manatee and I was like, it's gonna eat me. Like I was so scared. I remember bawling. I remember bawling. Like I was crying because I was so fucking scared, hanging upside down, and he wanted me to pet this fucking manatee. I was like, oh my God, it's a fucking, like, you know, they're called sea cows. It's a big ass fucking object. Yeah. It's just a big ass gray object under me.
And Israel does not have fear.
I'm hanging upside down. I mean, he put it in. Fear. Yeah, well, he's got some fear, but like he put that in me. Like, so I grew up doing reckless shit. Like I said, OTM, Orlando Tile and Marble, hella pallets. I used to climb pallets. We played hide and seek in the warehouse. Mm-hmm. I used to climb pallets. Anytime if a tile slipped, I would have died. I would be fucking 4 or 5 pallets high. So like that's like, you know, 30, not that big. It's like 16, 17 feet in the air. I'd be just climbing shit that I shouldn't be climbing, or hiding behind shit I shouldn't be touching. And like I'm just doing it because I'm a kid, just fucking around. I remember I fell out of a tree once, scraped my ear, scraped everything because I tried to catch myself on the way down. Like using my head, I was like, catch something. But the other story is in the Florida Mall. So the Florida Mall is a busy place. My dad also always wanted us to be close to him. You know, me exploring over here. I like to walk in front of everybody. I was like the leader of the group. That was like my thing. Like I was like, come on guys, follow me.
I wasn't around back then, obviously.
No. Either way, you wouldn't have been the leader of the group.
It wouldn't have led me, playboy.
Either way, I was like, come on guys, follow me. So like my dad was behind me. I don't know if my sisters were with him. It could have been just me and my dad, honestly. But I'm walking. Look back, my dad's still there. Walking. My dad's still there. Walking. Turn around, my dad is not there. And I'm young. I'm like 6, 7, or 8. And I look back and my dad's not there. All I see is random people. And you know, when you're 6 or 7, you're yay high. Everyone's yay high. All you see is ass. You're like, oh my God, where's my father? Looking around, all you see is people's like backs and fucking asses walking by you. You're like, like I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm scared for my life. I'm like, where is my dad? So I'm looking around. I looked in like 3 different stores in the immediate area. He's nowhere. And my dad's bald. It's not like he's a fucking, you know, it's not like he's going to be that hard to find. And I'm like, where is he? Couldn't find him anywhere. So I remember getting freaked the fuck out. And I started crying because I'm a little ass kid. I'm like, oh my God, my dad is gone. Like, I think I'm like by myself. I was like lost in the mall. I'm running around everywhere now. Like I'm legit frightened. Running around everywhere, looking in different stores. And my dad the whole time was watching me. He was hiding behind the corner. He was teaching me a lesson for leaving. Because he told me, if you're not in arm's length of me, you're fucking up, basically, is what he was like trying to tell me. But he was hiding the whole time, and he sees me freaking the fuck out. Didn't come out yet. So eventually, I'm running around. I'm literally crying. I see a security guard. Run with the security guard. Please help me find my dad. Like, I'm fucking bawling because I'm scared as fuck. And my dad comes finally out of nowhere. Comes out of the corner of like my eyes. I see him. I'm like, that's my dad. And I fucking run to him. And the security guard's like talking to him. And he has to basically explain to the security guard, I did that on purpose so he knows to stop leaving. And I'm just like still just crying, like holding him, like, why did you leave me? Like scared as fuck. Because, yeah, he used to do some fuck shit to me, honestly. But, I mean, hey, I turned out all right.
Not too bad.
Interesting way of raising a kid, but I turned out all right.
Yeah, my dad didn't do nothing crazy.
Better
like
than
that.
coddling your kid, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You see the sad, tragic story to that.
Yeah. No, the most fucked up story, though, I'm pretty sure we have told it on the podcast before. So I had asthma as a kid, and my dad is very athletic. You know, he's 64. He'll be 64 in less than a week. He still plays softball. He played a doubleheader yesterday, doubleheader today, and he plays a doubleheader tomorrow. So that's 6 games of softball in 3 days. He's very active. So when I was a younger kid, he takes me to the baseball field, whatever. We're playing baseball for a while, and I remember being so tired. And he was like, no, you're going to fucking run the bases. Stop being a little baby. And like basically just telling me like, stop. You don't give up. You keep going. Like you could push through it. Like it's all in your head. It's mental. And as a kid, I had really bad asthma. Like I would get asthma attacks. I was even hospitalized one time because I went into shock.
Me too. I used to get bad asthma attacks as a kid. I grew out of it though.
I grew out of it as well, but like
it is mental though.
Yeah.
Asthma, you start like feeling like
You
have shortness of
hyperventilate.
breath, and you hyperventilate. That's exactly
Correct.
what happens. But your mind is tricking you into that. Really,
Correct.
you got to slow down your breathing. You got to.
Correct. You got to think about it.
But as a kid, at 6, 7, and 8,
you don't know how to
I
do
can't
this yet.
shit.
You don't know how to do this yet.
Is this taking over? I'm gonna die.
So I'm running the bases, and I'm being forced to run the bases. It's not like I'm doing it for fun at this point. Like he's making me run to exercise and to just like be a kid and have fun. But I wasn't having fun. He's making me run the bases, and I'm running the bases. And I round third. I almost get home.
Sleep.
Passed out.
Sleep.
I'm like legit because I could not breathe. Like I passed out for real. And my dad, it's fucked up, but it's a true story. Like he legit prayed, and like when I had to go to the hospital and everything, he was like, "Lord, if you're gonna," my dad's choice of words is very fucked up sometimes. He literally prayed to God. He goes, "Lord, if you're gonna make my son grow up as a pussy, take him now." Luckily,
Look at him.
I didn't die.
He's here today, and he's not a bitch.
But yeah, my dad's like his way of parenting, man, crazy. Growing up in Cuba's got to be something else because this is how this man raised me.
Only time I've ever been in an ambulance is when I had an asthma attack at like 2-3 years old, and I can still remember it like pretty vividly to this day. I remember being in the back of the ambulance and them asking me if I wanted them to put the sirens on. I'm like, no, please. I feel like dog shit. That is good. That sound. I remember like thinking that sound and like the lights like was just gonna make my head feel 10 times worse than it already felt. They transferred me to the hospital and like put me on the nebulizer.
Well, yeah, if you were doing a nebulizer treatment, like
Yeah,
a
they gave
machine,
me treatment and all that, but that's the only time I ever remember being
yeah, had to be on oxygen and shit.
in an ambulance. And then I
Shit
mean,
was rough.
like I was explaining earlier, I played Pop Warner football, and early in that, like Pee Wee before junior midget, and junior midget is when I became I'm not gonna say a man because I was a little kid, but like that's when I broke through a different level of toughness because I never experienced.
I feel like you also grew before a lot of kids.
I did. I experienced a different level of
I was a late bloomer.
conditioning and a different challenge at a young age than I expected. But when I was on Pee Wee and shit, and I was a little younger, like when we would do conditioning and running and shit, like my asthma would kick in and I'd hyperventilate and like freak the fuck out. But by the time I got to fucking junior midget, I went through the most intense first day of practice of my life to the point where I wanted to quit playing football. After the practice, I told my dad, I said, "This is not for me. I'm moving on. Basketball, I think, is my opportunity to do something." He said, "Well, that's beautiful, son. But after this season, you can go ahead and do that. But you're gonna complete the season. You're not gonna quit." And it was one of the greatest things that ever happened to me in my young childhood because I proved to myself that I could get my ass whooped, and a super big challenge that I thought was going to defeat me, I could overcome. And the next year when we played senior midget, that first day of practice wasn't a cakewalk.
Wasn't as bad.
But I was showing out. Like I was doing my thing that day. You know what I'm saying? The year before, like in warm-ups, I was ready to pass out.
Wow.
Like I wasn't even used to the warm-up. That shit was
I think
crazy.
that's one of the greatest things like my dad taught me. Like it's mind over matter. Like I use that thing, through life that you can do anything. Like, and that's like also been a different level of endurance I have because like I might not be as athletic as somebody else, but I guarantee they're going to quit before me. I guarantee it. Like I don't have that will of quitting. Like it's just not in me. So like even when this was literally like I embodied this for sure when I did the Tough Mudder.
Oh yeah. I've never done
that race was some horse shit. So I got lied to thinking it was a 5K. Come to find out it's 11.2 mile race.
That's
you can miss me with that.
So I begin this race, right? And it was me, Jose, which Jose plays soccer. So I knew this fucker was going to be a runner. And
He
then
always works out.
and then a fucking CrossFit group. Like that was the people he was with, the CrossFit group. So I said before we even started the race, I looked at everyone. There's one dude younger than me, like he was built different. Like I was like, all right, I clearly see you work out, guy. Like calm down. You can miss the gym a day. He was built different. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna beat you. Then I look at these other guys. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna beat all you too. There's 2 girls. I was like, I'm gonna beat y'all too. I was like, I'm gonna beat everyone in the group. That was my goal. We begin the race. We get to the mile mark. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing good. It's not gonna be that bad. Get to the 2 mile mark. Why the fuck am I still here? We get to the 3 mile mark. And this is, between these times as well, there's obstacles. So within the first like 0.4 of a mile, they make you run through this patch of mud. So now my shoes have been soaked and soggy, and they're the entire fucking run. So like my socks are wet. I'm in mud.
Super annoying.
It was annoying as shit, but that's part of their race. Like you're gonna have to endure all this shit. You gotta, and then they have barbed wire. You gotta army crawl under it, and they're spraying you with a water hose. I remember looking at the dude. Like I looked at him once, and he legit tried to spray me in my eyes, and I had to look down and fucking army crawl. And I was like, "You're a bitch!" Like while army crawling, and then fucking you just keep running. And I wanted to fucking die during this race, but I wouldn't give up. And like there was one point you have to carry a wood log, like basically like you got to just carry it for half a mile. You got to carry this log.
How many miles in are you at this point?
9.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's the very end of the race.
Yeah.
There's some motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Legs are jello by that.
Your fucking whole
By
body
the way,
is
we're
jello.
gonna put this whole fucking bear on your back.
That
Carry
wasn't
it to
even
the finish line.
No,
Finish line.
the my favorite part was if you look on my Instagram, the like monkey bar shit. That was at like mile 10, like 10 and a half. When they make you do that, and I was like, okay, I can feel my arms still. Like I'm good on this. As long as there's nothing with my legs, I'm fine.
You gotta jump for the monkey bars, you fall right off.
Yeah, most people were like, if you see in the video, like I get it because I mean I got pretty long arms, so I could do that shit. But like the first guy that jumped before me, the very first one,
Face plant.
right into the water, and it's murky water. It's not like it's clean water because everyone who's fallen has had all that mud from the fucking run.
Yeah.
Just fall into the water. So I'm looking down. I'm like, I'm not falling in that shit. But yeah, that fucking was straight mind over matter. Like I refused to give up, and I was like, I can finish this. I can finish this, and I finished the race second because, like I said, Jose beat us. Well, not like in the whole people. I mean, hella people had finished before me, but in the group I was in, Jose was the only person that finished before me. But like I said, he plays soccer. That's not fair. You got a guy that fucking runs miles on a daily. Like his training before that, he was running like 3-4 miles a night. My training before that, I went to 24-hour fitness, ran 3 miles on the treadmill in 21 minutes, and I was like, I'm good. 7-minute miles. I got this. That was my only training. I did it one time. And then I was like, yeah, I'm good. Let's go to this race. The fuckery, I tell you.
Anything else you got for the people, Ryan? Anything you want to say? Get off your chest. Expound on.
Before we finish the rest of the bottle of Hennessy, and God only knows where the rest of the day is going to take us.
Mayweather, Logan Paul.
Oh
What's your
my
prediction?
god, you're gonna talk about
Fuck
that.
all that. Don't even say it.
It's not a real boxing match.
Chad Ochocinco. I'm taking Chad Ochocinco.
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 The song was hard. But, all
Got
right.
nothing.
Well, like always, episode 99 in the books. You know where to find us. We're on Spotify, SoundCloud,
Like
Apple Podcasts.
Nah, 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 nah.
Check us out on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, please, and thank you. Share to your friends. Follow us on Instagram at No Hangover Podcast. Follow XL Tint on Instagram as well. Stop fish bowling. Let Ryan get you right. Give him some bread. But, I mean, it's mainly to get you right because your car looks like shit.
He'll give you some shade.
Your car looks like shit.
It's going to make your car look 10 times better. You'd be amazed what tint does for a vehicle, honestly.
Changes it completely.
It really does. It's like the craziest shit. It's like, wow.
It's basically like the best reference for all you fellas out there.
And fellas.
Women too.
Women too, but
Women are tired of getting stared at by men at red lights.
there you go. For that, I was just saying the reference wise. You ever think of yourself with a haircut or without one? You want to be without a haircut your whole life? You ugly fuck you. That's with you without tint. You get tint,
Okay.
you got a fresh haircut.
All right.
Haircut for life.
Upgrading your vehicle.
There you go.
All right.
But yeah, signing off. Episode 99. Peace.
Cheers.